would say is a little bit or a lot of it easier rules that we did yesterday. You've done this quite a bit, even if you don't realize it. So when we're adding polynomials, we're going to write down the steps right here. So step 1, we're going to write down the first polynomial. So we're going to rewrite it because normally the writing is pretty small, okay, and kind of scrunched together, and our handwriting is bigger, so we want to rewrite that. Then, after we do that, we're going to write down the second polynomial, and we're going to stack like terms. What that means is that when I write my second one, I'm going to write it underneath my first one so that I have x squareds on top of each other, x cubes on top of each other, plain numbers on top of each other, and so on. So let's go ahead and do those two steps. My first polynomial is 3. And then I'm going to write down sums are on top of each other. So I have an x squared. That's going to go here. What's technically in front of that x squared? A 1. Minus 5x minus 13. And then we're going to add straight down. When you add or basically combine like terms, this is really important. Exponents do not change. So you don't do anything with the exponents. Like 2x plus 3x is 5x, not 5x squared. Okay. So over here we're going to add 3 and 1. What is that?
4.
4. So I'm going to have 4 with an x squared. What's 11 and negative 5?
6.
Yep, with an x. And then 4 and negative 13?
1.
That would be 14 and negative 13. Negative 9. Good job. So my answer is 4x squared plus 6x minus 9.
How do you come up with like the addition and subtraction signs?
Like in between these?
Yeah.
That's just what the problem gave us. So I just copied it down. So that was a minus, that was a minus. So like 11 plus negative 5 is 6, positive 6. 4 and negative 13 is negative 9. So that's a minus 9. Alright. Let's go to number 2. I'm going to write down the first one. 5x squared minus 6x plus 4. And then underneath that, I'm going to do my second one. 2x squared plus 2x plus 17. And then we're going to add, hold on, we're going to add straight down. So we do 5 plus 2, which is 7, x squared. So really you're only adding the numbers in the front. When you're adding or subtracting, you don't do anything with the exponents. What's negative 6 plus 2? Negative 4x. And 4 plus 17? Plus 21. Very good. Maybe we'll get a little bit harder. Are there any other questions so far? Okay. Now before you start on number 3, look at our exponents. You know x. It doesn't have any x squareds, right? So when we write it out, we want to leave a big space where the x squared would go. So like I'm going to do 5x cubed, but I'm going to leave a space, and you'll see why in just a minute, minus 2x plus 7. If you look at my second polynomial, it has an x squared. If I didn't leave that space, I wouldn't have a place for my x squared, because I can only put x squareds on top of x squareds. I couldn't put it under the x cubed. So the x squared is going to go here, minus 6x plus 1. And we're going to add straight down, combine our like terms. So I don't have anything to add there. So just bring down the 5x cubed plus x squared. What's negative 2 plus negative 6? Negative 8x. And 7 plus 1?
8.
Plus 8. Good. Now this next one, this should be a 2x squared. That was a mistake on my part. And same thing for number 8. If you want to go ahead and down there and change, that middle one should be an x squared. Now on number 4, my first one doesn't have an x cubed. It doesn't skip anything. But look at my second polynomial. It does have an x cubed. So I need to make sure that I leave enough space in the front for my x cubed. So I'm going to start writing over here. That's negative 1 x squared plus 9x minus 3. And my second one, the 7x cubed, because we always want our exponents to go largest to smallest. That's why I want to put it in the front. Plus 2x squared minus 4x. And then we add straight down. 7x cubed. What's negative 1 and 2? Negative 1 plus 2. Positive 1. So 1 plus x squared. 9 and negative 4?
5x.
So plus 5x. And then bring down the minus 3. Are there any questions?
Sorry.
Do you think this is easier? All right, now subtracting is almost the same, but we have an extra step at the beginning. That you technically could go about this, but when people subtract, they often make mistakes. So I think it's better to make this an addition problem. To turn it into a problem like these above.
All of them?
We're going to, but I have to show you how. I can't just change the minus to a plus. That doesn't work. But what I can do, we're going to change it to addition. And in order to do that, we have to change all signs in the second polynomial. And that works. Mathematically, we can do that. So I'm changing it to an addition problem. And I do that by changing all the signs in the second polynomial. The first one stays the same. So my first, well, let's go ahead and change. So on number 5, I can make this a plus. And I have to change all 3 of these signs. So the negative 8x squared just becomes a positive 8x squared. This minus x becomes a plus x. And this plus 7 becomes a minus 7. And now we have a problem just like numbers 1 through 4. So I'm going to write down my first polynomial. Write down my new second polynomial. And I like to put, instead of just writing x, I'll put 1x. That might help you a little bit. And then you add straight down. What is 6x squared plus 8x squared? (14x squared). 2x plus 1x is what? 3x. 3 plus negative 7? Negative 4. So my answer is 14x squared plus 3x minus 4. All right, number 6. We need to change this. It's a subtracting problem because of the minus in the middle. So we change it to a plus. And this becomes a negative, positive. So you have to change all of the signs in the second polynomial. So I wrote down the first one, wrote down the second one, draw a line, and then add straight down. Negative 2x squared and negative 4x squared is negative 6x squared. We're adding. So if you do negative 2 plus negative 4, you get negative 6. What's 5 plus negative 3? 2. So plus 2x. And 10 plus 2?
Why can't you just say minus?
You can. And 10 and 2 is?
12.
12. I don't say 5 minus 3 because I like to stay consistent with saying adding 5 plus negative 3, 10 plus 2. But 5 plus negative 3 is the same thing as 5 minus 3. Number 7, let's change it. Write down the first polynomial. Again, this one is missing the x squared, so I want to leave a space for that. And then go ahead and add straight down. And you get 6x cubed minus 4x squared plus x or plus 1x plus 1. Any questions? I want you to try number 8 on your own. Make sure you change that to an 8x squared. So your answer is x cubed minus 7x squared plus 16x minus 3. Don't forget, you got to change all 3 signs and make sure you stack so like terms are on top of each other. Any questions?
Are we done now?